it's Micheline with Fit and Healthy for Yourself, and a few days ago I shared why I started running, and today I figured I wanted to share a few things that I wish I knew when I started running. Because when I started running, I figured, oh, it's not that bad. It's an easy sport. It doesn't cost any money. All I need to do is put on my sneakers, my workout clothes that I already had, and just head out the door. So I figured it doesn't cost anything, no gym membership necessary because, the streets are free. And don't really need any expensive equipment. Sneakers I already had, workout clothes I already had too. So I was like, all right, just head out the door and start walking and then go into running. So I figured, it's an inexpensive sport. Why not pick it up? So here are a few things that I've learned along the way as I've now, and I wish I kind of knew. I don't think it would have stopped me from running, but it still would have been nice to know. So number one is it's not quite that easy to just head out the door. First thing, clothing. I already had some workout clothes, so it wasn't that I really had to buy any because I found that running in cotton is like one of the worst things you can do, because cotton, when you start sweating, cotton just stays wet and then you get cold and it's a hassle to peel that stuff off you. So it's just kind of like, yeah. So dry fit clothing, dry stuff, the polyester, kind of the synthetic fabrics work best because they kind of pull the sweat away from you and don't let you kind of sit in it. So you really can't just put on your old sweats and a t-shirt and start on going running. It's like one of the not so good things you can do because you're just gonna So shoes. Things are, you can, put on your shoes and start running. But if you had your sneakers in your closet for probably the last 5 years, like I did, those might not be the best things to do. Nobody said you have to immediately go out and buy some expensive running shoe. In the beginning, until you want to keep doing that, that's not really necessary. Once you become a more seasoned runner and you're going to keep doing that, then yes, definitely go out and buy yourself some good running shoes and get fitted for them. Don't just go in a store and decide, oh, this one is on sale, this one I'll buy. No, you really kind of need to get fitted for it because each person has a different foot and different needs. Like, I don't really have an arch in my foot. My foot is rather flat. So I need support, middle support, but I also the way your foot hits the ground also plays a role. So that's something that you can play with later on. But otherwise, really have at least a good pair of sneakers that gives your feet some support. Because if you have some old sneakers that already have a lot of mileage on them and they don't really support your feet, all you're going to end up doing is injuring your foot. And nobody wants to have any injuries, then you might as well stop running because they're going to throw you out of the game pretty early on anyway. Now, dress always for 10 degrees warmer. That one I learned the hard way, and I wish I would have known it from the very beginning. If it's 70 degrees outside, yes, run in shorts. But if it's 50 degrees outside and you're kind of thinking, oh, that's kind of chilly usually, and you head out in your long pants and maybe a long thinner shirt, you're gonna die pretty early on because as you start running, your body heats up rather quickly. So in 50-degree weather, you can still run in shorts and a t-shirt because you're gonna heat up and you're gonna start sweating and you're gonna be a lot more comfortable in less clothing than long pants and a sweatshirt. So always dress for warmer weather than it is outside. Another thing is if you like running, if you start to like it and you like doing things with friends or like the community effort, you like to share things with me, you most likely will become addicted to races. Once you know that there are races out there that you can do with your friends, 5Ks, 10Ks. Nobody says you have to immediately do a full marathon. Even 5Ks. There are color vibes out there. There are a lot of fun. You will become addicted to those. And those don't always come cheap. So there's usually a race entry fee. Then maybe you start traveling to races. Then, there are hotels and travel fees. So just a little thing to know ahead of time, it doesn't stay a cheap sport. It can escalate rather quickly. The other thing is, which I had to find out on my own, which pretty, Dr. Google, but black toenails. Black toenails for runners is a really common thing, but I never had that before. And when your toes start turning black, you're like thinking, oh my God, what do I have? So stay away from Dr. Google because you're going to die in 5 minutes. So black toenails pretty much are caused by constant trauma to your toe. And it's basically from the top of the shoe constantly hitting the toe, or your toe constantly sliding forward in your shoe and constantly hitting it. So if you're only going out there to run maybe 3 miles every other day or so, it's most likely not going to happen. But once you start logging a lot of miles and longer runs and more frequent runs, it might happen. So, and here's another thing to prevent that: get fitted for shoes. Because a shoe with a bigger toe box, the front of the shoe is a little bit bigger to allow more room for your toe, might actually help that. Or, a shoe that more stabilizes your foot and stops it from sliding forward also might stop that. So that's why it's good to get fitted for shoes. Another thing is chafing. Yes, chafing. I actually never had that happen to me. I've read about it a lot, and as I prepare for races, a lot of people tell you get ready for it. Basically what it is it's an irritation, it's a painful irritation, that when skin rubs against skin or when skin rubs against clothing. So usually it happens when you wear cotton, because cotton stays wet and then it just hangs there, and when you go on really long runs, it constantly rubs on you. So that could cause spots to get irritated and raw, and then, yeah, that's no fun. It also sometimes happens, for some of the larger runners, like, I didn't have, is when your thighs start shaving, hitting together. So that could cause some irritation right there. So it's easily preventable. There are tapes, band-aids, cover-ups, anything out there to cover the spots up. Men usually have the problem that their nipples start getting bloody because the shirt is constantly rubbing on them. We women don't really have that problem that bad because a sports bra usually prevents that, because it holds everything in so freaking tight that nothing moves. So, but there are band-aids to cover those up. Vaseline, any petroleum jelly, Body Glide, applying to the areas will help you. So, so if you kind of like ready for it, you're good for it. So try to prevent that. And the biggest thing is, don't get caught up in all the seriousness of the sport that some runners do. Don't get caught up in the miles. How many miles did you log this week? What's your mile per minute, minute per mile? Did you PR? Which personal record? Did you improve your time? Which race did you run? Oh, you only did a 10K. Don't get caught up. How many calories did you burn? Did you run 5 times? Oh, you only ran once this week. That's not good. Don't get caught up in all that shit. Nobody, whatever you do, just have some fun and enjoy it. Everybody is a runner. If you walk most of it and only run a little bit, you're still a runner. If you walk an entire half marathon, you're still a runner. If you only log 5 miles a week, you're still a runner. Who cares if it's only? For you, it might be the biggest accomplishment ever. If you love running 5Ks and don't want to do longer races, fine. Who cares? It's your sport. Run the way you want it, or walk. It is your race. It is your journey. So just enjoy it and don't get caught up in all that freaking stuff. So who really cares? Just enjoy it, have some fun, and just go out there.